What's going on, guys? Roof C-Max here, bringing you guys yet another Call of Duty video, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys about a little something that I don't think very many people are familiar with or like to talk about. This video features an absolutely horrendous gameplay on my part. I don't play well at all. In fact, my KD is, for every kill that I get 2 deaths, so I'm in the .5 range. Do excuse me, I do have a cough. So my voice may sound a little scratchy, and you might hear me cough during the commentary from time to time, but I'm not going to break this up. I'm going to do this all in one setting. So you can see right off the bat here I'm system hacked, and I can't really see anything. I'm stunned by bombing runs, killed by bombing runs, and system hacked time after time after time, flashed, stunned, dazed, whatever you want to call it. This gameplay just does not work out well for me. I'm constantly bombarded by streaks the first round, and my momentum being so negatively impacted allows me to pretty much stink the whole time. I mean, I'm choking everything, and it's not really for my lack of skill, even though that was certainly part of it, my failure to adapt to the enemy team, so much as it was me just getting absolutely shit on in terms of streaks. I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, there you go, see 2 system hacks within seconds of each other, and then I got hit by a frag grenade or whatever, you know, another bombing run's coming in right here. But I'm constantly trying to hop on objectives. I'm constantly trying to make things well for my team, and I'm constantly trying to just, you know, be a team player and get stuff done. But regardless of that, my scores are absolutely awful. And originally, you know what, I'm a bit of a rager. I'll be the first to admit it. I rage out of games all the time when I don't do well, and I was doing so bad that I decided to make this a gameplay to post on YouTube, not for how good I did, but for how bad I did. You know, I think sometimes that we have opposites to everything. And I don't see a lot of people post gameplays where they absolutely get rolled over, but I think those are important to broadcast. I think those are important to show. I think it's important to share. I think it's important to let you connect with your audience in a way that says, hey, I'm human too. I have bad games. I'm not this perfect, godlike player that always gets good gameplays and shows them on YouTube. No, I kind of wanted to show you guys, you know, maybe one of the gameplays that wasn't so good. And this is by no means my typical gameplay. This is an extreme. I mean, this is me going negative. I don't usually go negative. Sometimes I go even if I have a bad game, but I hardly ever drop a .5 ratio. And it's something that I thought I would like to share with you guys. Excuse me. Sorry, that had to happen. I had like mucus coming up my throat. Like I said, I'm horrendously sick, but I still have to commentate, and I still want to get this content out to you guys. So when you get your ass kicked in Call of Duty, I think it does humble the your perspective of how you are as a player. You know, I always, you know, need a good ass kicking every now and then so that I can appreciate when I do well and appreciate the skill of others, because I think that's something the gaming community has a lot of problems with, is appreciating the skill of other people. There's always some excuse that people offer. They're lagging, they were shot from behind, they were coming out in the corner too quickly, they were looking in another direction. That all kind of accumulates till you got outplayed, unless you truly were lagging, in which case you really wouldn't be able to play the game anyway, because 9 times out of 10 the people I know tend to quit games when they lag. So if they're lagging the whole time and they're truly lagging, either they're really dedicated or they're lying. And, you know, games like this, I don't think the gaming community acknowledges as a whole that everybody has. You know, I think Nadeshot as a pro, you know, that's an excellent guy, but I'm sure he has his bad games and events from time to time. Nobody ever sees him because he never posts them, or maybe if he does, they're not as frequent, and nobody thinks of Nadeshot that way. Not to pick on him, mind you, just an example, case in point. But these games are just kind of, I feel like they're forgotten, and you know, the gaming logic is, well, if I have games like this, I'm not a good Call of Duty player. If I have games like this, it's because the enemy team had Google Fiber, the enemy team was using overpowered weapons, or the enemy team was using gay tactics. Not to actually use the term, but that's probably what people would say. And the enemy team this. But they fail to acknowledge the actual cause of their anger or of their hatred, and that's the fact that they didn't do well. If they did fine and they did well in that same instance, they wouldn't call the enemy team hackers or you know, overpowered noobs. They would call the team simply just bad. And it kind of ties into the old gaming cliche, if you're worse than me, you're a noob. If you're better than me, you're a tryhard. Well, that's really kind of true in the gaming stereotype. And, you know, there are a lot of good things about gaming. I love gaming. I love interacting with people. And I love being able to reach out to other people, even if some of them are a little egotistical. But it is something that I want to point out to my constituents, is that gaming has a tendency to warp its players. You know, all of the gamers, as Drifter says, are susceptible to hype, but I feel like I'm a bit different from most of the gamers, because I try to get hyped on my streams and stuff, but I'm just a calm, cool, collected person. If I did something really awesome in like a tournament or something, yeah, maybe I'll get hyped about it. Maybe that's where my hype factor comes in. But I've never really seen myself as that kind of hype player. I've always been kind of modest, kind of reserved, really laid back, and not really somebody to, you know, exemplify themselves. I never brag, and I'm not bragging right now that I never brag. It's just a statement of fact. And when I say never, I obviously mean rarely. There are times that I will brag and stuff, but I just felt like this gameplay was something that spoke to me, and it was kind of like, you know, that reminder that says, hey Joe, you know, you do bad too occasionally, and you need to remind yourself that you're not the CoD god, and that there are people out there that are better than you, and that you can always respect and learn from them. Now granted, I joined a game in progress that was not very favorable to me. Excuse me, I have to cough for a moment. Sorry. I really am doing my best to make this gameplay as cough-free as possible. But I really do encourage you guys to keep that in mind. You know, recognize when you do poorly, try and learn from when you do poorly, but don't blame your doing so bad on enemy teammates, or not enemy teammates, what am I saying? You know, your teammates or overpowered weapons, lag compensation, you know, unless that really is the case. Humble yourself as a player and always try to get better, but I feel like I'm being redundant in my points at this point in the video, so I'm going to go ahead and just stop the commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that I was able to shed some perspective on maybe what it means to play Call of Duty. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me how to improve. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.
We lost enemy UAV above. We're not paying you to lose. Get it together and go again.